Welcome to the call, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk with you about an amazing crypto strategy to enable you and I to have some major wins in the crypto space, not only one time, but over and over again. So I want to ask you something. Do you remember how a united community turned GameStop into a Wall Street wake-up call a few years ago? Now imagine that same energy focused on finding the next big crypto win, and we actually do it together. We're talking about a community-powered platform, a member-driven platform, and results that speak for itself. That's what I'm about to introduce you to. Now, if you're here for the first time, you want to pull out a pen and a piece of paper. We're going to have some information direct from one of the co-founders here in a few moments. Now, as we continue moving forward, we're going to create an even better detailed PowerPoint, but we're right here at the very beginning. This is the very second overview that we're doing. You'll notice that they'll get better and better as we move forward. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So first of all, I want to introduce you to the team behind Sosana. And of course, you've got the chief shiny object officer, right? That's David Track. And of course, he's a very phenomenal guy. You'll be hearing more about him a little later as we move forward. And also Mark Ross, he's the also co-founder, and you'll be hearing from him on today's call. And we've got my good friend Brian Lyles. You'll be hearing from him on overviews and presentations. And of course, we've got our master distributor, and that is Keith Lacey. You'll be hearing from him as well. But what I want to do is I want to introduce you to the co-founder, Mr. Mark Ross. I don't know anyone better to break this down and to share this with us than him. So listen intently, pull your pen out. You're going to want to take notes. And then after that, I'll review a few things and explain to you what you need to do to put yourself in position to take advantage of this amazing opportunity.
Solana is the #6 project in blockchain right now, probably soon to be #5. I think they're going to pass up Binance. I really believe that.
Yep.
And it's grown so incredibly fast because it's so scalable. It's such a great blockchain. It's virtually free to do transactions. I can't say it's free, but it's pennies. And you compare that to Ethereum, it's faster, it's cheaper, it's got all that going for it. However, that by design created another problem. And the other problem is that the market can't keep up with the supply. Like there's too much supply, not enough demand. That's something I got from David, and that is there's way too many projects popping up. So when David called me, I thought it was the perfect meme coin, and that's all we thought this was when we first started. Like when he called me up, he goes, "I got it. I'm going to call it Sosana." And as you know, stands for shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. Now we were laughing about it. Usually almost every single person that when I tell them what it stands for, they all laugh. Why? Because they can all relate to it. We've all been scammed. We've all been rug pulled. We've all been through it. And we're tired of it. And we don't want to be a part of that. That's the part of the industry that we don't want anything to do with, right? And that's the kind of the black eye in crypto. We don't want that. Nobody in crypto wants that except the scammers, right? They're the ones who want to be able to do it. So he tells me about it. He gets into building this website. He creates, which later, once I came to him with this idea, he creates this awesome video that you guys got to see. It's only 1 minute and 49 seconds. It's all about Rick and Morty. It's hilarious. It's awesome. But what do meme coins typically have that make them successful? Number one, relevancy. They're very relevant. So they build a following very quickly, right? Because people can relate to it. Number two, it's very entertaining. It's humorous. And so, or maybe it's a political issue, right? That people can just gravitate to, kind of like Peanut the Squirrel. So that's the thing. And people are constantly on the Solana ecosystem looking for that next one. But again, the problem is there's literally thousands and thousands of them every single day coming out on Pump Fun and launching, because it's become way too easy for the average person to put together like $50, launch it on Pump Fun and throw mud against the wall and see if it sticks. And of course, 99.99% of them don't go anywhere. Probably don't even have a development team, right? They're just junk. And so that has kind of, I mean, there's people that have come into the Solana ecosystem that they've experienced that and they just walk away. They lose their money and they're like, why am I doing this? What's the point? So that's the problem, right? That the Solana, as amazing as it is, because it is so amazing, it made it easy. And let me tell you, some of the most successful projects in all of business are the ones that make it user friendly and easy. And that's what Solana is. So it's awesome. But here's a way that, in our opinion, that we think we can actually solve the problem. So I called up Dave one day after, I woke up. I had this idea that came to me, and I was like, Dave, I mean, this meme coin you've got in and of itself could just take off. I really do think it could go viral. But I think not only could we really kind of expose the problem and relate to each other and laugh about it, but we could actually solve the problem. And so I started going into, I think we should add an incredible utility. And here's basically what it is. I said, and by the way, we kind of refined it later. I mean, Dave, with his mind and his incredible work ethic, he's the most tenacious. I mean, I haven't seen anybody that works harder. As far as this guy can literally go 24 hours in a day and not sleep and work. Like that's what he's capable of doing. And I can't do that. That's not even in my blood, right? But he's that kind of guy, but he also has an incredible mind that comes up with these intricate ideas that he can build around other ideas and build off of it. So he built something off of this that made it even more incredible. And Brian, you mentioned, I mean, it's got so many facets to it, but it's just this one that I'm gonna bring out right now to tell you what is so incredible. And Keith, you touched on it too. It's this voting mechanism. And I said, what if we built a community, kind of like a safe haven, where people could nominate their favorite projects on the Solana ecosystem? Because the truth is, let's face it, 99.9% of them are not really good, but because there's so many, there are really good quality projects on the Solana ecosystem as well, and we should uplift those. So what if we created a safe haven where the community, and there's strength in numbers, people could come in, and we later decided that if you hold $500 of Sosana, you can nominate your favorite project from the Solana ecosystem and put it into our voting process. There's a two week phase where people can nominate their favorite project, but you must hold at least $500 worth of Sosana to do that. Secondly, we can allow every community member to be a part of the voting process by just simply holding $50 worth of Sosana, connecting their wallet to our DApp. That's the decentralized application that allows people to participate. So what happens is, from Saturday all the way until the next Saturday, there's a nominating period. Okay, a nomination period. It's 2 weeks. 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, we open up the voting to show everyone what those nominated projects are. So for 2 weeks, nobody even knows. Even me and David don't know. We don't know what projects have been nominated, but on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, they're all put out on display. People can then connect their wallet from Saturday, 7 p.m. to Monday, 7 p.m., and they can vote for their favorite project. And here's what's amazing. Monday at 7 p.m., we announce the winner. We actually show a top 10 listing. Okay, there's badge earnings. There's all kinds of neat stuff that goes with this, that David, with his incredible mind, and by the way, I'm no genius. I'm just a normal guy that honestly came up with a genius idea. And anyone can do that at some point, but this is kind of how it came out. So when the winner is revealed, everyone has 1 hour to see what happens. Now, what happens in that process? Well, along with this whole thing, we have what's called a 3% transaction tax that occurs every single time there's
Every
a
single
buy or a sell. So every single transaction, buys and sells, total volume that comes in through the decentralized exchange, 3% of that goes toward a tax. Now, I don't like taxes any more than anybody else. But the problem on the Solana network, more than any other that I've seen, is they have trading bots that are out there. Trading bots will come in on your decentralized exchange of any token on the Solana ecosystem typically, because there are no transactions. There's virtually almost no transactions. They're in the pennies on the Solana ecosystem. So trading bots have taken advantage of that environment. And unfortunately, I'm sure many of you can relate to this. You've gone to a Solana chart on some token that's on Solana. You see a $10,000 transaction, and 30 seconds later, you see the same wallet that bought $10,000 worth of that token sell it for $10,050. What are they doing? They're pushing the buy pressure up, and then they're immediately taking a profit by selling it and making a measly $50. But what does that do to the community? It actually leaches out of the liquidity pool. It takes from the community. So what we decided is we're one of the few projects actually we're not the first to come up with a transaction tax. Don't get me wrong, but there's very few people doing it on the Solana ecosystem because meme coins think it's a big selling point to say no transactions, no buys, no sells, no transactions, and everybody thinks that's a great thing. But the problem is you're still going to pay a tax, and you're going to pay it to the trading bots that are leeching it out of the community. What we decided to do with that 3% transaction tax is eliminate the trading bots. So now there's no trading bot on the planet that's going to want to pay 6% every time they do a transaction, right? Because it's 3% in, 3% out. They can't make money that way. So it gets rid of them. Gone. But what that 3% is going to do is it's going to turn around. It's going to reward the community like never seen. Okay. What I'm about to explain to you, and Keith and Brian touched on, has literally never been done in crypto history. And when you understand it, you're going to be blown away with what could happen. And this is why we're going to go viral. Okay. Now, Keith had mentioned to you that we had about a 2.5 week, well, no, let me go back. It's about a 6 week period from March 27th. I don't remember when it occurred, but we went through this period of where we proved this business model. And this is without any kind of an affiliate program, all the bells and whistles that have come out since that I'm about to share with you. And we just took this concept, okay? Which again, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I just want to make sure you guys have a context of like what happened and how we proved it out. Is that what happens on Monday at 7 p.m., the winner's revealed. All the while, there's that 3% transaction feeding in where 1% feeds the liquidity pool, which helps stabilize the token rather than pulling out of the liquidity pool, right? Another 1% feeds the marketing wallet because every project needs funds for marketing. So we have that. And when you find out what we're going to do with that marketing wallet, you're going to be blown away. The third one, though, this is what's different. This is what no one's ever done in history. Because everybody, not everybody, but there's a lot of projects that have fed their liquidity pool and fed the marketing wallet. Nobody has done this. We created a separate wallet called the Degen Voter Bonus Wallet. Think about this for a second. Just listen very carefully. Where 1% of every single transaction during that 2 week period feeds into that wallet. What is the wallet used for? Well, as I said, when the winner is announced, that token, that project that's been nominated, remember, this is a nomination process, an election process that forges those tokens through that election process and brings out the most quality project that the community chooses. That alone makes it a safe haven where people can come together and try to find quality projects. We all have the same goal. But what's amazing is the reward, because let's just say we had a week where we had, or 2 week period where we had $1 million in transactions, okay? 1% of that, that's all the buys and sells, would be $10,000 sitting in that reward wallet. What we've done is we've made it so from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., there's a window of time where all the voters, whether they pick the winning token or not, they all have access to knowing what that Degen Voter Bonus Wallet is going to purchase, what token, right? It's going to purchase the one that won the vote. And not only is it going to purchase that token, which could make an impact on that token, but it's also going to airdrop those tokens to everybody who voted for that winning token.
Yep.
Now, let me give you an example of what happened in our first vote. We had, I would say, probably about 150 members maybe at the time. This was our very first vote, and we brought it out. Now, on a small scale, just imagine, we had about $400,000 in transactions in that 2 week period, probably a little more than that because we brought it out, the first vote. That means just under $4,000 was actually sitting in that reward wallet. We had 11 people vote for the winning token. There were 13 projects, 11 people. It was kind of a close vote. It was like 11, 8, something like that. Of those 11 people received, now think about this, those 11 people only had to hold $50 worth of Sosana token in their wallet in order to vote. So when's the last time you ever saw a project say that you could hold $50 and get rewarded 7 to 8 times that? Because every one of those people, those 11 people, received about $370 to $380 worth of that winning token. Now think about that. That is unprecedented. That has never happened in history. That's on a small scale. Can you imagine how viral this can go when the synergy of this grows and grows and grows? Because think about it, folks. The bigger the pool gets, the bigger the rewards and the more excited people get. That's how viral it goes. This isn't just some meme token where someone came in and bought, oh, I really like this dog token. It's really cool. I'm going to buy it for 5 cents. And once it goes up to 50 cents, they just sell it and they're gone off to another project, or they've reached whatever goal they've tried to, right? No, in Sosana, everyone's going to want to stick around because every 2 weeks, there's a new ground floor potential opportunity. There's a new project that's been chosen by the community where you can receive rewards every 2 weeks. It's kind of gamified the pre-qualifying process of finding quality projects. Now that has never been done, and this is a need, folks. We are fulfilling a need that the Solana ecosystem has by providing a safe haven to get to pull people out of all those rug pulls and scams and all the garbage and bring them into where there's strength in numbers, where a community can choose quality projects and help you build your portfolio. And in this case, if you've got just $50 in Sosana sitting in your wallet, you could potentially build your portfolio for free, showing up every 2 weeks to the election process. Now, think about this. This means that eventually, now I'm not making any income claims, I'm not making any projections, but I'm going to tell you this is what I believe will happen. As we develop months down the road, as this thing grows virally because it gets bigger, we're going to potentially impact the price of token projects in a big, big way. Because if you have, for instance, as we grow as a community, imagine $100 million coming in a 2 week period. Let's just say 100. I'm just going to throw out an example. Again, I'm not making predictions, but I'm just saying, what if that happened? That means $1 million is going to be sitting in that voter pool. And you're going to hear stories, I think, in my opinion, of people that say, man, I've been a part of this Sosana thing,
Oh, wow.
and I've been in it for like 3 months. And all I had to do was hold $50. Maybe the guy's from Nigeria, and that's the most he could put together. And he
Mhm.
had $50, that could have potentially helped create wealth for him. Why? Because over that 3 month period, he was able to vote, and he won on particular projects that airdropped his wallet with greater value than he had to begin with, right? For doing nothing but just voting, just participating in the voting process. Imagine if he voted for a token and it rewarded him, say, $500 worth of that token. And then a month later, that token went up 10x. Maybe it went up 100x. Who knows, right? But I
Mhm.
believe there's going to be stories that occur like that. That's
Mhm.
the goal here, is to give people an opportunity to increase their chances of finding a quality project versus just throwing, just rolling the dice. There's strength in numbers in the community, and we're all in this community together. We all want to find the most quality projects. It's 100% decentralized. Even me and David do not know during the voting process who wins until it's revealed. It's completely decentralized. Okay. And
Mhm.
that's important. It has to be that way. That's the reason it functions so well. It's completely run by the community. You guys are going to get to decide on these quality projects. And you can imagine what other projects will do when they get nominated. Think about it. We're going to bring in full communities of other projects that see what we're doing. And the bigger we get, the more viral this is going to go. I think we're going to get to a place where we build this thing so big that you can't even stop it. In my opinion, those rewards are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the community is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And other
Right.
communities from other projects are going to come in and say, nominate us. We want to
That's right.
win the vote. And they're going to bring in their communities and they're going to vote for their token. And so we believe all of this will actually push the buy pressure up into the Sosana token, into what we believe will become a multi-billion-dollar project. And let me tell you something, if we get to the first billion, what's going to stop us from getting to the next? I believe this could be the number one meme crypto utility-based project in crypto, in my opinion, because of this. Because what are people looking for? They're looking for a way to earn rewards. I mean, they're looking for a way to find quality projects. And we're not even competing with anyone. No one's ever done what we're doing, but we're actually uplifting other projects. So other projects are going to love us. They're going to love us. And you're going to see this viral effect occur. But let me tack on something more. Okay, I just told you what I believe that in and of itself can make this project go viral. But let me tell you how we're going to pour gas on the fire, because let me tell you, in the first 2.5 weeks of this project launching in the beta version, before we got scanned, which I'll come into and I'll explain here in a second, we actually went from less than a tenth of a penny to almost 20 cents. Okay, we were like 19 and change. from a less than a tenth of a penny. Now you do the math. What is that? Like a 2000% or no, a 2000x return or something like that? It's insane if you
That's
were
right.
there at the beginning. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just throwing it out there. This is a proven business model. We prove that it can work. We prove that the crypto community responds very well to this on a small scale. So only imagine what we're going to do whenever we bring out an affiliate program where people have a tremendous incentive to actually share the Sosana vision with other people. Because what we had before was literally just organic. It was just people coming in and interested
Yeah.
in the project and telling their friends, right? But which is what just about every Beam project does. It just kind of starts off slow and it kind of grows virally that way, organically, or maybe they do some big marketing with influencers and whatnot. But
Mhm.
imagine having an affiliate program where now you can actually earn commissions for bringing people into what we call the community hub and the affiliate program. And what you're looking at, I can see, I can actually see Mark is bringing up what happened to us. So let's go into that real quick. What happened in the first version? Well, you can see we exploded initially. If you see March 21st is the green candle on the far left, all the way up to the top, which I think is like April, what is it? April
Well,
12th, okay? From
yeah,
from
well,
there, you saw we exploded, and then you saw, of course, some people taking some profits. But then one day I got a text from Keith and he said, "Hey Mark, you need to go check out the chart. I don't know what's going on, but you need to check it out." I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "Check out the chart." I get to the chart and this is what I see. I see this big old long red bar and I'm like, "What in the world just happened?" In my opinion at the time, my first reaction was, man, somebody got in really early and just sold a whole bunch of tokens, right? They just decided to cash out, which is really, I couldn't believe that, but that's what I thought. Then I looked at the transactions, and in the transactions, I saw a sale for 63 million and change in tokens. And I knew that our current circulating supply was probably not even 14 or 15 million tokens yet, right? We had
mhm,
these were tokens that weren't even brought out into circulation.
right.
So that's when I knew, okay, we've either been hacked or our developer got a hold of this. And it turns out it was our developer, sadly. Now, our developer came from what we thought was a very reputable place. We got him on Fiverr. He had an excellent reputation. He had hundreds of reviews, 5-star rating. These are real historical results. The guy had been there for a long time. We interviewed him and we brought him in and we trusted him. And he built let's face it, he built an incredible decentralized application that worked. Look what we were able to do from March 27th through April 12th. We had incredible growth. The system worked. It was proven. But this guy was a bad actor. This guy was a bad person. He was a scammer, and we didn't know it. Now, I don't know if somewhere along the lines he saw a loophole or found a way in. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he planned it from the beginning or what happened. But he went into our back office. I shouldn't call it back office. He went in through our control panel. David could explain this way better than me, but he got
Mhm.
access to those tokens he shouldn't have had access to, and he dumped them on the market, which
Yeah, yeah,
completely destroyed our liquidity pool. You can look
right.
at the liquidity now. It says 3.3K. Okay.
Mhm.
So he took out all that money. Everybody was devastated. But I'll tell you what was amazing that happened, and it happened within a 24-hour period, is the entire community, without exception. I did not know a single person. The entire community came out and rallied in support and just said,
Yeah.
because David got out in front of this thing. We came out and we started telling everybody what had happened, and everybody got behind us. It was amazing. It was humbling. It was inspiring. I couldn't believe it. I was
Mhm.
calling some of my friends that had invested tens of thousands of dollars in our project that were saying they were more concerned about me and the project than they were about themselves. That's the kind of community that we have. When we relaunch with the new contract, the new smart contract, this is how we're going to make sure this absolutely cannot happen ever again. Number
Yep.
one, we've hired Kapil. Kapil is from India. He has a brick and mortar business. He's licensed. This guy's out in the open. David has actually known him for 2 years, over 2 years. And you might be asking already, well, why didn't he just go with Kapil in the first place? Well, Kapil is a big dog. This guy's a big, uh, you know, developer, and he helped put together the Exodus wallet. If you've ever heard of that, This guy's been around. He knows his stuff. He is very expensive, and he does not do things quickly because there's people standing in line to work with him. So that's why David thought, hey, we could find another developer that's not as in demand, that still has the capability, which he did. It just, the guy built an incredible DApp. I mean, everything's great. Everything works. And by the way, we still have that, and even better because of this new developer. We brought in on this new developer, but not only do we trust this new developer and know that we can trust him, but to make it so that the community knows they can trust it, we're going to audit the contract. So we're going to put the smart contract through an audit. We plan on launching July 28th, give or take 3 days, because it does take 1 to 3 days for the audit. And that's when we believe this new Sosana 2.0 is going to launch, this proven business model. And we think it's going to go viral. Now, back to the affiliate program. Think about this. The affiliate program is going to have 3 levels. It's only affiliate. It is not a multi-level marketing business. Not that I'm against multi-level marketing. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. And some of you guys might hold something against me when I tell you, but I love multi-level marketing. It's made me a lot of money throughout the years. I've been full-time at home for 25 years, in part due to multi-level marketing. I love it. But it has a stigma because there's been a lot of bad actors in MLM, especially as it pertains to crypto. So we wanted to create a really super rewarding affiliate program for every one of our community members to choose whether or not they want to participate. It's not mandatory. You could just buy the Sosana token and just participate in the voting and not be a part of the affiliate program. Let me tell you why everybody's going to want to be in the affiliate program. And when I say everybody, it's everybody's going to want to be a part of this. Whether you refer people or not, you're going to want an affiliate membership. Here's why. You're going to get access to, and I'm going to tell you some of the products first. This isn't why, but some of the products are education. So we want to bring in the masses. We want their first experience to be Sosana, and we want to educate those people how not to get Sosanaed, how not to get scammed, and how to find quality projects, namely in the beginning on the Solana ecosystem, okay, first and foremost. So we want to educate them. But we also are putting together, and this is something David thought of, which is just genius, a certified educator program. So a trainer, a person that will come in from our community. Okay, they have to come from our community. They come on and they literally go into education and training on how to become a certified trainer through our community. And then they take an exam, and then we put them through an interview process to choose them as a certified trainer. Why? Because certified trainers, you and I both know there's people all out there that have tried to get into crypto, and they've gone through all kinds of tutorials and education. They still need someone to hold their hand. They just got to have someone to help them. And that's what the certified trainer is going to be there for them as an affiliate, right? Whenever they come in, and they're going to be able to pay them in Sosana. Keep in mind, everything I'm talking to you about is going to push buy pressure into the Sosana token. Why? Because nobody can join the affiliate program without first purchasing Sosana and using Sosana to join the affiliate program. You're going to be able to, if you're part of the first 1,000 members, we're going to call you a founding member, which means you're going to be able to join by purchasing $99 worth of Sosana and using that Sosana to buy the affiliate membership. Okay, and that's going to be a one-time for life. If you can get in those first 1,000 members, which we think will fill up really quick when we launch, you're going to have that $99 membership for life, access to everything that the community hub and the education has to offer. You're going to have access to it. If you come outside of that 1,000 members, it's going to be $149 for a basic membership and $249 for a premium membership, of which you're going to be able to see what that entails. Now, alongside that, let me tell you why I'm getting back to why I told you everybody's going to want to become an affiliate. Why? Because it's also going to give you access to the community hub. And there's so many things in it, I'm not even going to bring it all out right now, but I'm going to bring out one thing that you're all going to be interested in. And that is it's going to give you access to pre-launch projects. These are people on the Solana ecosystem that haven't launched their projects yet. And they're going to come to our ecosystem and our community and our hub and the affiliate through the affiliate program. And they're going to want to introduce their project to all of our members of the community. Why? Because the bigger we get, the more they're going to want to do it, right? It's only going to cost them $299 to become a member of our community hub, right? Which you, by the way, can bring on and refer. And I'll tell you about the compensation later. But what that's going to do is once a month to start. Remember I told you about the marketing wallet? Well, half of that marketing wallet, 50% of it, is going to be used. And this is an ingenious idea that David came up with. 50% of that marketing wallet, as it's collecting 1% of every transaction just over and over that 2-week period, no, 1 month period in this case, is going to go towards rewarding those who vote for the winning project that's voted for of the pre-launch. So these pre-launch projects are going to be KYC'd. In other words, they can't even enter our community until we know who they are, right? They can't be scammers. People don't put themselves out there in front of you and dox themselves unless they're legitimate. So they've got to go through that process, number one. Number two, this is amazing because now you're going to have access to it. As our community gets bigger, I told you there's strength in numbers. There's going to be all kinds of members in our community that know about projects that are pre-launch before they launch, and they're going to bring them to the community hub, right? And those people that are in that pre-launch that own those tokens, that own that project, are going to want to expose themselves to you, and they're going to want to win the vote, right? They're going to want to get themselves out there. And even if they don't win the vote, they're still going to want a platform where they can expose themselves, because let's face it, I mean, even if they don't win the vote, there's a lot of people that will discover their project and think it's incredible. And that's what they want. They want eyes on their project. That's what the Sosana Community Hub is going to give them access to. And that's going to forge, once again, all of these pre-launch projects through an election process where you can vote. And if you vote for the winner, you're going to get airdropped those pre-launch tokens as a result of that, because that wallet is going to go and buy those pre-launch tokens and come back and reward you for that. Now, who that's already a part of Sosana participating in the voting process and wants those rewards is not going to want to have access to projects that nobody knows about except us, pre-launch projects, right? Who's not going to want to have access to that? Everybody's going to want to have access to it. And it's going to gamify the pre-launch project, but it's also going to bring about tremendous quality projects and credibility, right? Because they have to be KYC'd before they can even enter our community. So you can see all of that synergy developing. Now, I'm going to stop there because there are other things developing. David has incredible things that he's coming to. But what we believe is that mechanism, this incredible qualifying, rewarding, voting mechanism, nominating mechanism, is going to make this project go absolutely viral. And when you talk about the affiliate program, it's basically 30% front line, 30% second line, 20% third line. However, you have to qualify for that compensation. I'm not going to go into the qualifiers. I mean, Brian, if you want to mention it, that's fine. But there's a qualifying process to help you max it out, okay? But it could pay out up to 80% in the affiliate program. Wait until you get a load of it. And knowing that, realizing that incentive, we didn't need an incentive. We didn't need an affiliate program to make this thing go crazy. But we know that the affiliate program is going to make it go so much faster and grow viral than it ever could. And it's going to reward you incredibly well. Because remember, you're not just earning money, you're earning Sosana tokens. So you're actually earning what we believe, no projections, but what we believe will be an incredibly viral growing asset in your wallet as you bring people into this affiliate program. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Mark. Thanks for having me.
So first of all, before I go forward, let me take a quick look to see who we have on the call right now. And just give me just 1 minute, everybody. So this is only our second overview. I want you to understand they're going to get better and better. And we just wanted to hit the ground running. We didn't want to waste any time. So that's why we did it this way. I hope you were able to get some value out of that. So now, what do you want to do? Because as you know, the relaunch is not until July the 28th. All right. And they had a window anywhere from, say, the 28th to the 31st. So what can you do right now? You can get yourself prepared. So first of all, you can download the Phantom wallet. You can download it on Chrome, Firefox, on Edge. Just go ahead and go to phantom.io and you can Google it and you can download that wallet. You can also purchase Solana. You can buy that now and start accumulating based on how much you want to get involved with at the time of launch, because you'll be able to swap that Solana into our coin, Sosana, when the time is right. You'll be notified after you have registered in the program. And you'll be notified by the person who referred you as to when you can register. So what you want to do right now is reach out to the person who referred you and invited you here. Tell them you want to be on the list. Provide them with your name, your phone number, and your email so they can mark you down and put you in that list. And as I mentioned, we're going to have more overviews. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule. So here is our schedule: every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Wednesday at 8 p.m., and every Saturday at 3 p.m. So Saturday is going to be a great call. We'll have members of the corporate team on the call. We will do a Q&A as well. And I want you to, prepare your questions. We'll do everything we can to get your questions answered as well. And we will have a more updated overview. So we know we've got something special here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can see that. And if you can, reach out to the person who invited you here so that you can get locked in and you can get on that list. All right. So listen, that's all I have for right now. So glad you took the time to get with us. Again, we'll be back Saturday. It's going to be a big call. Of course, with the corporate people on, we'll do a Q&A. We'll have a better overview. Things just continue to get better and better as we move toward that relaunch date of July the 28th. All right. So thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to close with this. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Let's do just that, and let's do it together. Have a great evening, everyone. Good night.